Hello everyone, it's Tin.
And Olga.
Welcome to our channel.
So in the previous video we talked about 5 tips that you should know before you decide to move or travel to the United States, and we decided to make part 2 of that video because we realized that there are so many other things that you should really know before you come here and decide to stay here or permanently or just for a little bit. So we're going to give you 5 more things that you should know before you come here to the United States.
I hope you will enjoy this video and find this helpful like the previous video that we made. So number 1, guns. When you hear America, you probably hear about guns, and you'll be surprised that they are everywhere. Where we're from, North Carolina, like sometimes when we go like grocery shopping or just go outside, we see people carry like a handgun, a pistol on their waist, and that's it normal in America. So if you see, when you come to America and you see people carry gun around, don't be scared or be afraid. It's a normal thing. If you have any question or interested in the gun that they are carrying, you can always talk to them, but don't stare at them or don't stare at the gun or point at it. Don't do anything weird. Just know it's a normal thing in America. So just keep that in mind.
And tip number 2, or thing number 2 rather, it's the universal healthcare that does not really exist here. For example, in Russia, if you're a Russian citizen, you can go to a doctor, general practitioner for free because you have this little paper that says that you have general insurance from the government, so it's free. But here it doesn't work this way. It only works for people who can claim that they do not earn enough income, or for kids. They get free healthcare until they turn 18, I think. Yeah. So people who work, like us, like most of the people in the United States, they have to get insurance and they have to pay for the insurance every month. And it can get really pricey. Even though you pay for the insurance, when you go to the doctor, you still have to pay to the doctor. And if you get a service, for example, they take your blood for a test, you have to pay for that service on top of all the payments that you have already made. So it can get really pricey. And for example, when I went to America the first time and I was in North Carolina and I was riding my bike at night. Well, not really at night, it was just, yeah, you remember that. It was late at night and I couldn't see very well, and I bumped into a trash can and I hurt my pinky finger and I thought I had broken it. It was hurting a lot, it was swollen and blue, and I was like really worried. So I asked Ian, who was my boyfriend back then, and he took me to the hospital, to the emergency room at 2 a.m. And then I received a bill for $800, and I was like, they didn't even do anything. 2 bills, one for $400, another one for $400, so it was $800 total. So they didn't even put a splint or anything. They didn't do anything to my finger. They said, okay, we did an x-ray. It's not nothing. It's just, you hurt it, but it's not a fracture or anything. And I was like, oh, okay, well, bye. And then I got a bill for $800 from these people. I was really pissed at that time.
That's
so
still
just
pretty
know.
cheap.
Yeah.
I know people went to the ER and get like bill like $2,000 or $3,000.
Yeah, right.
So it's crazy. So yeah.
Just be prepared. Don't get hurt. Don't do any crazy stuff.
Be healthy in America.
Yeah, be healthy.
And if you're a college student, if you come to America with a student visa, just know that in the tuition, it also include a insurance in the school, and you need to have insurance to attend college. If you don't, they might not let you attend classes and stuff. So just be aware of that. That's another thing that you should know if you come to America with a student visa. So healthcare is not cheap here. So just try to stay healthy, guy. For tip number 3, drinking age. Most of the country in the world, I believe, drinking age is 18.
Yes.
Yep. But in America, drinking age is 21. So if you come to America before 21 and you decide to get a drink with your friend,
no.
Don't do that, or you can get in trouble. So just make sure that be 21 before you can go to the club or go to the bar drinking.
about that, when you actually go to the club and you show your license, your ID to the people, to the bouncers, and they see that you're not 21 yet, they will put like a marker, like a little stamp or something, like a
Yeah.
bracelet to indicate that you're not 21 yet,
Yes.
and the bartenders will not sell you alcohol. Like,
Yeah.
you will be there like on a pedestal, like, I'm not 21, guys, everybody know I'm not 21 yet. So it's kind of awkward sometimes. Yeah, it was really awkward for some people, I remember.
Yeah, and also be careful. Like, don't try to sneak a drink, because the bartender, like some big city, they have a lot of bartender, a lot of people who like security that will be in the bar, and if they see you like have this mark that indicate that you're not 21, and if they see you hold a drink or a beer, you can get in trouble. They're probably gonna give you a warning and kick you out of the bar, the club. But some of them might call the police on you. So just be careful. It's not worth it, guy. So yeah.
Number 4 is climate or weather in the United States. And this is an important thing, and I'm guilty of not doing my enough research before I went to places. For example, when we moved from North Carolina to Oregon, I did not know that the weather would be slightly colder than North Carolina, so I was like really excited about the weather. But then I'm like, I just literally almost moved to Russia. Kind of. Like, there is no snow. I mean, I should give them that. There is no snow.
Yet.
But it's yet.
Just
rain. Just rain. But it's colder than North Carolina. And when you go to different places, America is a very big country, so if you, for example, go to the south, to Texas or Arizona, be prepared to very hot summers, like hot and humid summers, and really mild winters, which is really nice. The winter probably is nice there. But if you go, for example, to Chicago, which is Ohio, and or Washington State, which is just above us, we are on the border with Washington State. The climate is really different. You'll get to see a lot more fauna and flora, interesting fauna and flora here, as opposed to, for example, Texas, which is like just dry land, like just like dry, nothing, no grass there. But you have to do your research. So if you go to a state, just see how it is compared to your country, whether you'll feel comfortable there, and maybe if not, just pick another state, because all states are amazing. The United States are amazing, and every state has its, perks and disadvantages. So we love Oregon so far, despite the rain. I mean,
fall season is right now, and you can see all the trees are turning colors, and it's beautiful.
Yeah.
But the rain is a little sad.
Annoying, but it's okay.
Like speaking of like winter, like harsh winter. I moved here from Vietnam, and we don't have like it never, like there's no winter there. And I'm from the south too, so it's either summer or rain season. So when I came to America, it was in January, which is winter time in North Carolina, and it was like 20 Fahrenheit, which is what is that, Celsius?
Probably around 0, maybe.
It's below 0, and I was freezing, and I have to like went outside waiting for my school bus in the morning, and I was not prepared. Like, I was wearing like 2 or 3 shirts and a hoodie, and was still freezing. So yeah, like, trust me, you need to do your homework, do your research of the state that you're gonna move to, and find out the climate and the weather there, how different it is compared to where you are staying or your origin country, and just be prepared. Trust me, because you don't want to get sick. Like we mentioned earlier, you don't want to get sick.
Because you'll have to go to the doctor, and they'll get an obnoxiously high bill. Yep.
And now you're like broke. All right, so the tip number 4: know your weather and climate before you move to America. And the last tip number 5, is car. Car is very important in America. Unless you're gonna move to New York City or Chicago, these big city with a lot of public transportation. But still, you're gonna need a car at one point when you move to America, because everywhere you go, you need to get a car. I mean, there's a Uber or Lyft but still it costs money. So I don't know. So at some point, you're gonna need a car, need a driver license and stuff like that. So yeah, I know in Vietnam, car is like a luxury.
Right, in Russia too.
Yeah, you can substitute a car with a scooter or a motorcycle or a bike, which you can do the same thing here, but
Sometimes.
yeah, sometimes not all year round. Like winter, riding a bike in winter would be suck.
Miserable. Yeah.
So yeah, so a
Yeah.
car is very important in America. So when you come here, after a while, you're probably gonna need to learn how to drive a car, get your driver license, and get yourself a nice used car.
Probably, yeah.
Yeah.
New cars are expensive,
Yeah.
and as a matter of fact, people get their cars. They usually the driving age is 16 years old. So
Right, yeah.
teenagers, they as soon as they turn 16, even not even 16, sometimes they already start driving with their parents to practice, and just
When
as
they
soon
were
as
like
they turn
14.
16 and they're allowed to
Yeah.
pass the driving test, they do it, and then they just drive their own car. And I was really surprised by that, I guess, because I was kind of scared to drive, and I didn't get my driver's license until like 4 years after having moved to the United States.
And some law like transportation law in America is quite sometimes a little different than other countries as well. Because I know when I went back to Vietnam to visit, one of my friend has a car, and he let me drive his car. And when I pull up to like the traffic light, I was it was red. So I like, okay, it's kind of empty, so I just like take a right turn, which is totally fine in America most of the time. And my friend like freaked out. He was like, "What's she doing? You're not supposed to do that." I'm like, "Oh, really? I didn't know. I thought like in America it was okay to make a right turn on the red light, but in Vietnam it's not."
Yeah, same
So,
in Russia. It's
yeah.
not permitted. Red means red, like you stop,
Yeah.
if you go to any direction. But in America, if you make a right turn and the light is red and there's no traffic, you can make the right turn. So
Yeah. So just kind of brush up on the transportation law as well, and then get yourself a nice car, and for commuting and stuff. So that's it, our 5 tips before you move to America today. I hope you guys find this video useful. If you like our video, please like and subscribe. And if you have other tips that you think will be useful for us and or for other people, feel free to leave a comment below. Or if you have any question for us, leave a comment below as well, and we'll try to answer all your questions the best we can.
And we'll see you in the next video. Bye.
Bye bye.